Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 was released on October 30th, 2001, just a little over a year from the last entry, and was released on a slew of platforms. Originally launched on the PlayStation 2, then a month later on the GameCube, and then 4 months later on the Xbox. These versions were all developed by Neversoft. The following ports were then given over to developers to later be released on the PlayStation 1, the Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, PC, and the Mac. Granted, the PlayStation 1 and PS2 versions were both released on the same date. Pro Skater 3, currently, as of replaying all of these games, has my favorite intro so far. Ace of Spades by Motorhead just gets your blood pumping right from the start. Rarely will I actually skip the intro when booting this game up. This was also the start of getting those weird, comical Neversoft intros with each new Pro Skater game. Pro Skater 2 had it briefly as well, but this is when I feel they became more fun to watch, so to speak. Pro Skater 3 launches with 13 playable pro skateboarders, all the same as the previous roster with the exception of switching out Bob Burnquist for Bam Margera, as Burnquist was in another skateboarding game that year called ESPN X Games Skateboarding. I never played that game, so I couldn't tell you if he made the right choice that year. But considering how popular the Pro Skater video games are, and he came back for Pro Skater 4, I'd imagine that he probably made a bad choice. Ironically, in the PlayStation 1 version, his Pro Skater 2 textures and models can still be found within the game's files. Along with the 13 pro skateboarders, you have a long list of unlockable fun skaters that you can choose from depending on how many times you can 100% the game with each skater. For instance, you have Wolverine, the Neversoft Eyeball, Kelly Slater, the return of Officer Dick and Private Carrera, and of course, the famous Darth Maul. I also do like the Demoness, which has the background guy burning alive. Just like in Pro Skater 2, they bring back the ability for you to be able to create your own skater, giving you plenty of options to make them look like the way you want. There is a total of 8 playable levels, 3 of which are the return of the skate competitions, including a 9th unlockable level, the cruise ship, once you get your final medal in Tokyo. Each level comes with 9 challenges to complete that will be displayed for you at the beginning of each level. You can also pause the game at any time to view these challenges. Right from the pause menu without having to restart the level anymore is a great convenient way compared to the last 2 entries. Speaking of convenience, if you wanted to know what kind of tricks that your skater can perform, just pause the game and go right into the tricks menu. You can even edit them there too. This is a great addition to the video game. The handling of skating feels just as great as Pro Skater 2, if not better. There are some new tricks that were introduced to this entry, like being able to do double heel or kickflips and reverts. Reverts are a big new addition to the series as they allow you to keep your chain together right after landing. They also introduced the ability to straighten yourself out if in the event that you start overshooting yourself off of a ramp and land correctly without bailing. They got rid of the big drop feature that was introduced in Pro Skater 2, thankfully, as there are plenty of moments in this game that would have just ruined the experience for you if they kept it in. You also have additional levels that you can unlock by how many times you can 100% the game as well, which I'm not going to do because that just requires way too much work. However, I will say that my favorite level in Pro Skater 3 is the airport, just from the sick lines that you could perform right at the beginning. Stat tokens are also spread around for you to collect to help you increase your stats, which I find way more of a challenge instead of being able to just buy your stats like you could in Pro Skater 2. Another thing I found interesting was, depending on which skater you use, the stat tokens and the letters for skate are rearranged for each skater. This I found pretty cool as it kept it interesting for each time that you played the game. Pro Skater 3 also was when I felt like that the absurdity started to begin. Like knocking someone off a pole for getting their tongue stuck to it, or knocking somebody into a pool, or starting a goddamn earthquake. Once you complete a career for a certain skater, you get a special video that comes along with them in the options menu for you to watch. I always found these to be awesome, and I watched these on repeat so much growing up. Park Editor returns from Pro Skater 2 and is still just as fun to create levels and play them along with your friends. I loved Pro Skater 3. It brought back so many memories for me and reliving some of the best levels from the series. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GameLight7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. Let me know what kind of videos you would like to see me do in the future, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Peace out.